Politic. It's a vibe.
Welcome, everybody.
What's good?
Hello.
This is Corey on the mic, aka Rageous, or Courageous, whichever one you want.
You're gonna keep doing this every day, right?
Hey.
Okay. Hi guys, this is Yetunde, aka Yetunde.
No, yeah, you don't have any aka. No, you wanted to pick one time, right?
I don't have one.
The Lady of Laurel or something ridiculous.
Lady
like
of
that.
Laurel.
So I thought you had picked that or something.
That was a joke, Corey.
Okay,
really?
I was just checking.
And this is your favorite boy, G.
How do you know you're their favorite boy? What are you talking?
Because
right?
I know.
Whose favorite boy?
I know.
Exactly.
All of them.
Who's them?
Fine boys like us. Now then they rush us.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, guys. So what's been going on in the last 2 weeks?
Nothing. Well, Beyonce was awesome.
Oh, actually, wait. Before we go on,
You can't
so what
just cut
song was
off.
that? No, I know. I just want to make sure.
Sorry, I wanted to ask.
Oh yeah.
Credit that song.
Because I know you guys don't listen to music like that, but it's a song called "It's a Vibe" by this guy called Kudz. That's KIDAKUDZ, and it's featuring Burna Boy.
Is he Nigerian?
Yeah, he's Nigerian. I think he's either one of this Canadian Nigerian guys or British Nigerian guys, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
but
You guys see that Burna Boy video? Yay.
Not yet.
You haven't
There's a
seen
video
it?
for it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's really nice.
Oh,
Really
really?
slick.
That's
Yo,
nice.
but
I
that
thought you would
video
have
is too
seen it.
clean,
You
man.
picked
I
out
picked
Yay.
the song last time, but
It's too clean, man. And then he had a Timaya in the video too.
Oh, really?
He did.
I don't think I know what Timaya looks like.
It
was a good look. It's funny. I feel Burna Boy is one of those interesting artists, right?
I think he's the most
very
talented
talented.
Nigerian artist.
Very
we have.
talented.
He's versatile too.
He's very versatile.
Yeah, I think it's him, then Wiz.
But I think what's
that's all.
really unique about him is just like Wiz, right?
Yeah.
He has this. He's able to connect to an international audience.
Yeah.
His sound isn't just Afrobeat. Like it's not. His sound really resonates with audiences outside of Nigeria.
Yeah, it does. I mean, he gets a lot of low-key international features. I mean, he was on that Fall Out Boy project. It was the only feature on the project too.
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, it was
really?
the only feature on the project.
I love Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, and it was funny because I saw the
How long ago was this?
This is their last project that just came out. Last year.
Wow.
And then it was funny because I saw the video of one of them talking, and they were like, when they hit up Burner, they were like, "Oh, this is Fall Out Boy," and it was like, "Yo, if you're fucking joking, man, I'm gonna send my goons in Lagos to come and kill you. This is a prank call," stuff like that. And they were like, "Bro, we're real, man." But he was the only feature on the album.
Oh, wow.
But I feel Burna is like he's kind of thugged out, man.
Somebody said Burna's songs are. I saw a tweet where someone said Burna's songs are for guys who are sophisticated but at any given time are ready to be an Agbero.
Yeah, as you understand.
So it's off the ratchet, basically.
So at any time you're ready,
you're
ready to turn it down.
I actually met him once at the airport.
Something like that, though.
I met
like
him.
a Bugetto kind of peeves thing. Sophisticated ratchet is the
Sophisticated ratchet.
Yeah,
interesting.
That's
something new every day.
Like a NBA during the day.
You have a suit and tie on,
but
at any time you're ready to get down.
You can
fight,
just tell.
man.
You can tell Burnout was a very troublesome kid growing up. You could.
Isn't he still a troublesome kid? Because there wasn't a video of him cursing out his mother or something
his
like that.
his mom. So him and his mom are close.
But he was cursing her out.
They're close. He smokes in front of her, and he does all these escapades in front of her. And she's his manager too, so
yeah,
she knows 90-something% or even 100% of everything he does. So.
And he also happens to come from a long line of Afrobeat. I guess.
Well, his grandfather was
history.
Fella's manager.
His grandfather worked with Fella.
Okay.
Was his manager.
He was his manager. Yeah. I even thought he was just in the band or something.
No, it was his manager.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. So he has
and
music.
he has
his mom
insight. He has
grew
music
up
in his
around
blood.
the whole Fella
movement,
being the manager's daughter and stuff like that.
Okay, all right, interesting.
But is there a reason? Like, do you think he could still, like, as far as his presence and his reach, do you think he can still go some ways? Because I feel I don't think he has hit his full potential yet. Not even close.
To be fair, as I love Starboy, but I think Burna is most talented. Like I just said, I think it's him. And I think it's Wizkid next. Davido, I think just has a formula.
You put in Burna over your boy.
As far as like creativity,
he produces his music too, right?
No, and versatility because Wiz has the whole package, and that's why Wiz is above him right now. Wiz is just not the music; it's personality. Like that guy, they seem to all love him.
Yeah, it's like
package. It's a whole package. Yeah. Burna, I think he's just changing
around the edges.
Yeah, he's just cleaning himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I've been a fan since his first project, first or second. It's called Burn Identity. No, that's way before that.
Oh,
he had 2 projects out before that, 2 mixtapes. So I've been a Burna fan since like 2009 or something like that, or 2008 or whatever. So I've always been a fan, and I always loved his music. And I think I'm glad to see he's finally reaching his full potential. But I think it's the 2 of them. I think Davido just has a formula that works for him. I mean, he has a new song out, Why Baby. I hit it, but I tell you that this time next week, I mean 2 weeks, it might be my song that I premiere, because Davido's songs, that's how it works.
Yeah,
you hit it, and then in 2 minutes you're like, oh shit.
But then you love it, and then you get
sick of it again. Yeah. But it's starting to all sound like too much the same way, and then he's always using somebody else's lyrics. Like this time now, it's Akon's Locked Up is using.
Oh, he is.
I'm locked up. It's like, you know.
Get your own stuff, I guess.
So I'm curious, who do you guys think is the next biggest like artist to come out of Nigeria? And I'm not talking about the already established ones like the Wizzes, and I'm talking about the next crop of talent.
It's tough. Nobody has shown me enough body of work that they're ready for that. Because I was going to say Mayokun.
You don't think Tenny?
Hold on, I was going to say Mayokun, but I think Mayokun is established already.
Yeah, he's already kind of out
it's
there.
safe to say the star. I mean, I was in a club in DC and he was there for a show, and that was when he actually hit me that this guy's actually pretty big. Girls dying for him, and like guys, you know, groupies and stuff like that.
He writes a lot of Davido stuff too.
Mayokun.
Yeah, he writes a lot of this stuff.
They're the new guys with David, like them Peruzzi and them Yonder and all of them, but like they don't have enough body of work yet for me to be like. But I'll say Peruzzi is trying, because I like that song he has with Two-Face, or Two-Face song with him. Now back to Tenny.
I like her a lot, actually.
I think she is a rare talent.
She is. I think she's a raw talent, and
but I think she needs better writers or something. I don't know.
There's something about Tenny that doesn't just
vibe yet. I know what
resonate
you
with
mean.
me that.
Are you guys trying to talk about her?
No.
I
have her own playlist on my phone.
Presence.
I never said physical. You are thinking it.
No. Let me tell you something. That physical presence did. No, it did. It was
judge her body.
No.
We're not judging her.
I don't need. Look, dude.
We're just talking about like her packaging.
When we grew up,
as far as her overall,
who was one of the biggest female artists when we were growing up? Was it not? No, in the world, was it not Miss Yellowt?
Oh right. Well,
yeah, she was manly. You know, I mean now she's not anymore, but she was. So
she was butch.
Looks don't matter in that. Or she was whatever. She was dykish.
So you don't think? So you can't say that.
Can we not say that?
You can't say that. Look, you can't. There's a bunch of words you can't say anymore.
She was.
But
she was
on the mask side. Yeah, on the mask side a little bit.
But with Tenny, she is raw talent. She is. I just don't know. There's just something about her.
But
just not yet.
Like,
I think that's part of why.
And then she might be in her sister's shadow too.
Oh yeah,
Miniola.
Think so?
Yeah.
Because
but funny thing is, I didn't even know they were sisters.
But
I didn't
know
they were sisters.
Last album was hard. Album was hard. Like they've been DJ, was it Tesco, whatever. One of them just redid her Maradona for like it's hard. Like
but that was like 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
but
it's
still good.
It's been a while.
But I didn't even know they were sisters, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I didn't know they were sisters at all.
I was shocked. But when you really look at them,
you can tell. Yeah.
But she's new in the game, so I think give her like a year.
She needs the right team.
She will still.
She needs the right team with her.
Refine everything. I'm sure everything now is still just like a whole bunch of like unprofessional people learning also with her.
So that's what I'm saying. Team. She needs a new team.
So we can put her on the lookout for her, you know.
But here's my thing, right? My thing is, my concern is, I don't know if, and this is not to say like, because I love her regardless. I love the way she is. I everything about her is part of what.
Back to her looks.
No, because it's not that I'm going back to her looks. It's that I'm trying to think in the mind of like the average Nigerian audience, right? Is that something I can see that's something that they won't be used to.
It's everywhere now. See, every female artist is always trying to be sexy. But at the end of the day,
in Nigeria, I'm talking about just within the Nigerian space.
I mean,
but
so
she
like
can be
how
the different,
how
like
do you
the
market
Dej Loaf of Nigeria? How about that? Why not? Or the young Emmy of Nigeria. What about that?
Yeah, see what young Emmy did, just dropping hits.
Dropping hits, exactly. Don't even focus on her looks. Just focus on her talent and her sound.
I'm not focused on. I'm
not you. I'm just saying in general.
Audience,
I feel like why not?
That,
if Bobrisky can be popping in Nigeria, no.
That's one thing we're not going to talk about on this.
Why not?
I will stand up and leave.
What did you do
can leave. You can leave. I love Bobrisky. I'm sorry. That's the person.
Yeti, now you know that we have to bring up Bobrisky every time now. No, I'm saying we have to bring it up.
I don't understand the irrational hate. We don't even know her. What's your point? You don't know somebody you don't know. Why you
consider himself a he though?
It's a she. She's a she.
He hasn't. He has. No.
Back to Tenny.
He hasn't claimed.
No. Yes.
He did.
She has.
She has.
Yes. It's a she.
So she said she's a she.
Yes.
Because the reason why I thought that he hadn't claimed was because technically it's still illegal in Nigeria.
Well, right, but she says she gets menstrual pain and all these other things. So I'm going with she.
Okay, let's not.
No. But see, we can be. That's okay. I'm not. No, I don't like that. No, can we?
Back to Tenny.
Can we discuss that real quick? What's your beef? No.
So
can we stop? No. I'm not gonna continue.
I like the fact that Tenny.
What is your beef with Bobrisky?
Not doing the sexy look because
I'm not gonna
Nigerian
continue.
Girls try to do that sexy music and it doesn't work for a lot of them. Because they try to over-sexualize themselves. So I like that. Yeah, a lot of them try to oversell that sex vibe. And I'll get to
Bobrisky. You can say her name.
The individual you're mentioning. But back to
that's very homophobic and very transphobic, right? And you don't want to go down that route.
Sounding like Trump. Let me sound like Trump a little bit. I have gay friends.
Right, okay.
But let's move on. Before we get back to Bobrisky.
Okay.
Tenny, I like the fact because I've seen a lot of Nigerian girls artists try to come out thinking and it's sure I guess they have to be sexy to sell. I mean, we are looking.
Tiwa be going hard, man.
Well, she do what she got to do, man. She got to do what she got to do. But like, you don't have to be sexy. So what are you trying to say?
What if that's her though?
Who?
Tiwa. What if that's how she is?
We're not talking about Tiwa.
No, I'm saying, but what if that's how she is?
That's fine. Okay. But I feel every other person following suit believes.
That's what
I mean.
Sex
I want to be sexy. Whiskey the saying stay sexy for me, girl. It does sell, but then if you don't like I've seen some people that I think have talent, but when they over sexualize themselves, I'm like, God, like cut it out, man. So I'm happy Tenny is not going that route because that's
not her.
She's sexy in her own way.
Yeah, she has her own.
So she's not coming out to say, do all this sex talk and that's cool. Now back to Bobrisky.
What we're not gonna do is malign and talk badly about her.
I'm not a fan of.
But yet you also have to let him speak.
No. But let's not talk negatively about her. That's
in all fairness,
saying.
you can't tell me how to talk about anybody.
No, wait.
You can't talk negatively about somebody based on somebody you don't even know.
I never said negative.
But Yeti,
okay, go ahead.
Why can't he talk negatively about her?
It's a free world.
I mean, it's a free world, but
it's just the fact that she's a transgender.
You
can't talk negatively about somebody.
Well, it depends on what
he might be doing.
You haven't even heard what I have to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Exactly.
Let you land first.
I'm not a fan of Bobrisky. Same way I'm not a fan of what's the Bruce Jenner? Is that his name?
Yes.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yes.
Because they just came out. I feel it's just all attention.
No, it's not.
Not who they are. How they came out.
Well,
that's fair. That's my thing.
I can't.
I don't. If you want to wake up today and say you want to cut off your balls and you want to be a woman or you want to grow balls, that's fine. Do that. If you want to do that. But I don't like that whole. It's the same every time. You always see in the group chat. Every time people talk about the Kardashian, I don't even like their whole persona.
Okay,
I don't like that whole attention seeking.
Right.
Bobrisky was a nobody before he came out to do this.
She didn't ask for that though. That Nigerian.
Someone who is coming out today telling you that he's doing what he's doing, but then come out today and say I'm not gay, but then tomorrow come out and say my daddy bought this for me. Then you come out today and say you're having where are you getting menstrual cycle from? But you know what? That's fine if that's what you want to tell them. And look, there's some things nature cannot change. You can grow as many vaginas as you want, but if you're a man, you're not going to have a menstrual cycle. But that's fine. We as a country can accept you and say pro-choice. I'm pro-choice. When it comes to like a stuff. Yeah. So do what you want, but don't come and now start forcing it down and doing it for. It seems like it's attention driven, and when it stops favoring them attention, I feel like this guy would take off the makeup, would change everything back, and switch back to who was. So then it tells you that is that really who you are?
But we don't know.
But that's how that. But anyways, either ways, that's my whole thing.
I see your point with the attention seeking.
What do you call him? Caitlyn Jenner or her.
Yeah.
That's my thing. You guys want to confuse me with this?
No, we're not confusing you.
But it's fine. I'll call them
what
they want to be called.
Exactly.
Yes,
that's
but
my only
I don't
thing.
have to then give you the light of day.
Yeah, you don't give anybody the light of day now.
That's why.
That's
so
fair.
I'm not
you
a
don't
fan
have to give anybody
of
the light of
Bobrisky.
anybody.
Not because I'm.
Or the light of day.
I against, and he's not isn't transgender. Aren't you born with?
No.
Oh, you're not. Okay,
No.
so that's I'm out for that, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but apparently that's not even correct anymore. But anyway, I don't know what the
You
correct
can't
term
use
is.
hermaphrodite anymore.
I guess
I'm
now
not
you have to
sure.
be describing everything you want to say, right?
No. I don't know what the correct term is. But
see,
the funny
but I-
thing.
but I
Can
wanna-
I speak?
I wa-
Can I speak now?
Okay.
My only thing is, let's call people what they want to be called. That's it. If I decide my name is not Yetunde tomorrow, wouldn't you call me what I'm actually
If you want to
call
call
me?
Frank, I'll call you Frank.
Exactly. Whatever I asked you.
No,
to
but
call
that's
me.
different. You see,
What?
we need to make a distinction. We're talking about pronouns
Okay,
versus
and
your
I say
actual name.
he. You know?
Here's my thing, right? Look, yes, I agree. Look,
Same thing.
Me personally,
Pronoun and my name. Same thing.
Me personally, I would, if you want to be called a he, I'll do that.
Okay.
The only place where I draw the line is I'm not doing the they thing. I'm only, to me, it's only
why
binary.
Can't you
Why
call
should
somebody?
I?
So
Why
you
should
can't
I?
listen.
You
This
see,
story.
here's my problem. We cannot start policing words. We can't.
But
I don't
call me
think that's
what
fair.
I want you to call me.
Well,
That's all.
As far as I know, right, there's only a he or she.
What if I want to be called they?
Then
Call me what
don't-
I request
I cannot
you to
call
call
you
me.
a plural.
Why
if-
not?
If
I
you're not
don't.
plural.
Okay, or I don't identify
No.
as. They don't identify. You know, look into these things more. They don't identify as man or woman. They're somewhere in between.
Yeah, and that's fine.
No. The
that's
non-binary
fine.
people. There's another thing called non-binary.
You see-
I do not agree with that.
In all
Who are you
fairness,
to agree with
It's
somebody?
a myth.
In all fairness,
There's
Corey,
only
okay,
there's
we're
only
not gonna
two.
do this.
No,
We're not going
there's
to do
only
this.
two sexes.
We're not going
There's
to do
male
this.
and there's female.
Corey,
Period.
we're not going to do this.
No,
You know-
I
you know
just
what?
did.
We're not going to do this. Call somebody what they want to be
don't-
called.
I
How
don't
does it
know.
hurt you to call somebody what they
No,
want to be
you
called?
cannot police my words.
But you can. I
If
can police
see-
what you
if
call
I-
me
if
though,
I see
right?
If I see if you appear like a woman and you say yes, even though you're a dude and you say okay, I want you to call me woman, that's fine. But it's either as far as I'm concerned, it has to be one or the other.
For you have to fix it in your own little box, and
No,
that's it.
no, it's not about my own
you.
little box.
Yes,
it's about
basically. You can't tell me what I want you to call me.
But you
though.
cannot police my language.
But I'm not gonna answer to what
then
you call me.
you don't have to. You don't have to, but
Corey,
you cannot
can't
police
do that.
No, you
You
cannot
can
police
call
language.
somebody what they want them you
All right,
to be
we should
called.
move
That's
on
it.
because clearly we don't
That's
agree
ridiculous.
on this.
That's very ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
No, it's this.
Okay.
It's this new wave of
It's
identity
not new wave.
politics.
People have been out there
Nah,
doing this. It's just
nah.
now getting more publicity and more.
So let me-
clout.
There are
Wait,
only
wait,
two
wait,
genders as
wait.
far as
Okay.
I'm concerned:
But you know-
male
Anyway.
and female.
you know one thing I've noticed in this. I don't want to say we should draw a line, but I think there's nothing
Who
like
are you
too
to
much.
draw a line?
Hold on,
What?
hold on,
It's-
hold
it's
on. I'm not even.
English.
Let me finish what I want to say. But we need to. There's some things. Maybe I don't want to say we shouldn't indulge in. As like now, people are coming out saying I'm a pedophile and I'm proud to be a pedophile.
What? No, but that's a crime. One is a crime. One isn't.
People like
No.
at this stage,
You're not
people
going
are
to
coming
equate.
Can I
out-
ask you?
You're not
Can I
going
ask
to
you
equate.
something?
No. You're not going to equate
I'm
a
just
crime
saying-
to what somebody else wants
No,
to
no,
call
no, no,
themselves.
no.
Two different things. Pedophilia is a crime.
So
End
we
of
have,
story.
We have. So I
What?
didn't even
But
know
Yeti, can I ask you
prior
something?
to today that
Yeah,
there's
but
people
Yeti,
that
can I
wants to be
ask you-
called he or she. But there's a lot of now everybody's coming out like there are about 1 million sexual orientations now.
And what's wrong with
And
that?
I'm
Do
not
you?
going-
It
Why would
gets-
I-
it
why would I
gets
try to keep
so
track? Apparently-
complicated because somebody wakes up today and says, "Well, this is what I want."
What's wrong with that?
Wale, do you know how many genders that
That's
there
what I'm
are
saying,
right
there are a
now?
lot of
No, I'll
genders.
tell you how
But
many.
what's
It's
wrong
a
with
little
that?
over 80.
But what I can
Okay.
Like
say,
there's actually a list somewhere.
But you know, gender is different from sex, right?
What I
you
can-
I know
that,
what
right?
happened in Canada.
You
I'll
know
tell you what
that,
happened
right,
in Canada.
Corey?
Yeah,
You're
yes,
thinking of this thing.
yes,
Gender and sex
yes.
are two different
But
things.
I still
I can
consider
pick-
both things being
No,
binary.
they're not the same thing.
I still
You know
consider
that.
both
But
things
okay.
being binary.
You sound
There's only-
uneducated
there's-
right now, but
No,
sure.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
and
not
by the way, I
uneducated.
wasn't-
This
I
is
wasn't-
actually biology.
Right.
I wasn't
And that's what
biology.
you
And I
said.
wasn't
No, this is
equating-
biology.
It's not the same thing.
Hold on, hold on.
I never
But-
said it was the same thing. I'm saying
okay.
they're both binary.
and I wasn't equating this to the reason I brought up pedophile. Just I'm like, we see how it's just funny how the world is now, where anybody can just wake up and think.
But that's a good
the
thing.
way that
I don't see
Wale-
there's anything wrong
Wale-
with
I'm
that.
going to draw the
Wale
line.
and
And somebody
Yeti.
come and say they're
Wale and
pedophile.
Yeti.
That's
Wale
I'm
and
drawing
Well,
the
yeah,
line.
because
Can I ask
that's
you
a
something?
crime,
Wale
duh.
and
We
Yeti,
will
can
all
I ask
draw a
you
line with that.
Can I ask you guys something? In Canada, right? There was a professor, or there was some guy. This is an actual thing
Okay.
that he refused to call someone, I guess a transgender person that might have been former he and ascribes to she now, right? But he refused to do that.
The professor refused.
Refused to do that,
Okay.
and he got locked up. Do you
Locked
think?
up?
Yes, in Canada.
Oh, if it's against the law, then I don't see anything wrong with that. If
How is
that,
it
if
against-
the
You don't
law
see
of
anything wrong with
Canada,
that?
if the law of the country you're in dictates
Yeah.
that you call somebody, so then why not
They've
follow
been
the law?
changing their laws.
Okay, so you follow the law.
Does that
What?
some country allow you if you call
And this
somebody
is why I'm gonna
a
sit my
nigger,
ass here in the
if a
US.
white guy calls a
If
black
it's
guy a
against
nigger,
the law, sure.
so
I don't see the issue
that
with
should not
that.
be against the law.
Look, the whole
Go to the
idea
people
of
that make
free
the law.
speech.
Okay.
The whole
What?
idea of free speech.
I think we're
is a
focusing on
joke
some
right
things
now.
that are not.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
But you're taking
And
America and Canada. Those are two different countries. Canadians have
Well,
different
thank-
rules,
thank God
and
for
he
that.
went to jail as he should. If it's against the law,
This is how I always see it.
That.
Keep the same energy. If you're going to take someone to jail for calling somebody, then take someone to jail for calling somebody a nigger or anything they don't want to be called. Full
Yeah.
stop.
Okay.
We cannot.
I don't say
all
anything
I'm
wrong with
saying
that.
is
You should,
If
I
I
should
don't
take
want
you
you
to
to
jail.
call me
If you
that, don't call
if
me
you should
that.
call me Wale, I say call me G. And call me Wale, you should send to
Okay,
jail.
G, that's your name.
If
If
that's what we're saying,
I
then
respect people,
I don't
and I will
understand
call
the
them
jail
what
part.
they want
No.
them
I
to
don't
be
understand
called.
the jail part. That's
But
too
that's the
far.
country.
So you
See,
have to-
you're look.
Come on,
I'm
what?
sure Corey overlooked a
No,
bunch of
I
stories.
didn't. I
Yes, you
didn't.
did.
You can look it
There's
up.
a law. I'm sure
Oh,
that
what?
says that. Duh,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And so
there's-
then he
there
broke
was
the
something in the
law.
law.
End of story.
And I'm telling you, that law is ridiculous.
Well,
It is
don't go
ridiculous.
And it
change the
tramples
law.
on your
What?
free speech.
It
No,
is
it
ridiculous.
doesn't. But okay,
Ridiculous.
Go ahead.
But can I ask something?
And that's-
Yeti, do you
that's
believe
offensive.
in gender dysphoria?
I don't know enough on that to speak on it.
All right,
I'm not
all
going
right,
to go
all right,
into
then,
that.
okay,
I don't know
then
enough
we'll
about
skip it. We should just move on to the next
Yes,
topic.
that's
Move on to
please.
the next topic.
See, I'm pro. Do whatever you want to do. in life,
Exactly.
but
So-
don't come and use it to disturb me.
No worries.
Who's disturbing
Or
you?
make you
These people,
uncomfortable
you don't
for me.
even know anyone that's trans. All the people
Or-
that are drinking banana for other people's headaches. Do you know any trans person?
Who
No.
told you I don't know
Who
any?
is
I
trans
have
that you
some-
know?
I have a
So
coworker.
Nigga, please sit
I have a
down.
coworker. What do you
Corey,
mean?
please
How
stop.
can you just assume I don't know any
okay,
trans
so
people?
do you want your coworker to hear the word how you're talking about them right now?
How I'm talking? What do you mean? How I'm
You're-
talking about them?
okay,
You're talking as if
anyway.
I'm bashing them. What do you mean them? And you know what? You're making an assumption that every trans person actually ascribes to this school of thought.
Well,
no,
that's true. They
You're making
don't-
too
they
many
all don't.
assumptions.
They all
Even
don't.
there's some
This is true.
transgenders that
I
actually
don't
don't
believe in
agree
that.
with
Yeah,
it.
I agree with that.
You're right.
That's true.
And there's the same thing with and I'm lucky I had the opportunity. I went to school with one guy I know, he's a white guy, he's gay, and you know, I told him, I said, guy, where I'm coming from, this thing is very, a lot of people, I mean, back at least when I moved from Nigeria, it was very low key, and it wasn't as open or as accepted as, even though it's still not accepted as area now. So like my perception of what the idea is a little different, and he was willing to, you know, indulge me in some things, and I understood that not all these people are like the F word, for instance. If
Yes.
you call someone, he Brendan told me, if I see him, I say, hey, F word, he doesn't find it offensive
Right.
because he knows it's coming from.
It's
you.
all about intent.
It's all
Because
about
you know
intent.
he
So it's
knows
coming
you.
from me.
Right.
But he says.
If it's
So I
someone
said,
else does it-
my perception was if I ever said it, was like, nah, you good. You know. So I'm like
To
so-
him.
To him, yes. To
Right.
him. So it made me
The
understand
same
that.
thing with the N word.
Yeah.
I don't mind if some. It depends on
yes,
who
to some-
says
to-
it. You know
so-
what I mean?
so-
So it's the same thing.
So you, like Corey said, you can't just assume that everybody trans.
Right. I agree
But I
with
agree
that.
with this whole
Right.
thing.
I was reading this lady who's trans, and she doesn't agree with any of the stuff that's going on right now in the culture.
Yeah.
She is very against it.
But that's the world we live
very,
in.
very
Yeti,
against
can I
it.
ask you something else? Do you believe in kids being able to choose their genders?
Not until you're 18. I feel like your brain doesn't form enough.
Have you heard of this new concept called the thabies? Apparently, some people are saying
Trans babies?
No, they're not trans babies. Some people are making this case that we shouldn't even assign any kind of gender to
What?
when we raise our kids.
What?
So
But
they're
that's
calling
the
their
thing,
kids theybies.
Corey,
and they want their kids to
Corey,
pick
it's
their
your
gender.
Yeah, see, but
So,
Corey,
I have
if
no
that's
problem
your
with it.
child, do what
See,
you want with
the
your
only time I
child
have a
until they're
problem-
18.
but I
What?
can criticize.
No, the only
I
problem
can
I
criticize.
have.
Someone that's parenting.
I can criticize.
Let me tell you something I realized in this
I
life.
can very
And
well
you can criticize until
criticize.
you're blue in the face. That doesn't change the way they're
Only
parenting the
time I will
child.
have a problem
What?
with it is if some idiot decides to make it a law, and that's why I say I don't like the fact that you said in
I don't think
Canada
that will
somebody
be
They did.
law.
you can't force me.
They
and
arrested
tell
the
me
guy.
because I don't call you what you want me to call you.
But
then
what's
they
wrong with
arrest
calling
me.
somebody what
And then
they want to
arrest
be
everybody.
called?
Doesn't call anybody anything they
Yeah,
want to be
and
called
it's
now.
because it's against the law.
But in that same country, a white guy can
Moving
call a
on,
black
though,
guy
moving
nigger
on,
and he
though.
doesn't like it and they won't arrest him.
Moving
Yes,
on.
okay.
That's
Guys,
not equality.
guys,
Alright.
don't worry. Moving on.
Anyway,
So,
all I'm trying to say is give people the respect and call them what they want to be called. End of story. Next, let's move on.
Also give people the respect to use the English language as they deem fit.
Okay.
But
whatever,
moving on.
Corey. Call people what they want to be called.
But speaking
anyway.
of N-word and all this other stuff, is dumb the new N-word now?
Who?
Dumb.
What's dumb?
Calling a black person dumb, or
like you're dumb. But it's based on a historical thing now, Corey. You just can't throw that out there.
So is that
black people were seen as dumb
N-word?
and animalistic and stuff? Well, it depends on your intent now. Like we said, intent matters.
Yeah,
and
but how do you
you're
read
calling.
intent though?
But what Trump said about Don Lemon and King James was he meant it that way. You know he meant it. He said the dumbest man on television, and he made LeBron look smart. Coming from a white, powerful man, it has historical context. You know that. No. I'm going back on what's America.
I didn't say that
America,
way,
not Nigeria. America. You guys are thinking. I don't know why, but America's.
So
history.
in America, a white person cannot call a black person dumb. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
No.
So dumb is the new N-word.
No,
I
you
wouldn't call
know
it
what?
N-word,
No. See,
but I wouldn't equate the two.
No, you have to
but
chill.
okay.
First of all, you have to chill.
I wouldn't equate the two.
This is how you just attack me when I say I don't talk about Bobrisky, because you already assumed it was coming from a negative point of view. I refuse to
because
believe.
you're an average Nigerian guy.
It doesn't
okay.
matter.
Go ahead.
First of all, I'm not an average Nigerian guy.
Right.
What does that mean?
Because-
Average Nigerian guy.
Anyway.
You see that shade you just
No,
threw?
let her throw the shade. That's fine. Because
What shade?
I'm feeling attacked right now.
Whatever.
No, because if that's even different. Fine, I'm even an average Nigerian guy. I love it. Yoruba boy. But you can't just assume, and you can't just force what your own thought process is on people. You can't assume I'm negative to Bobrisky because I don't talk about Bobrisky.
Why are we talking about Bobrisky again?
Then now you're back to Trump. I've seen the tweet, and I think it's unfair
because Trump
to say.
Also, but you have to. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's unfair to tell somebody to say that because somebody calls you dumb, and in whatever.
We also have to look at Trump's history, though. His racist history. That you can't just. It's not one thing. If I've never seen you a white guy before in your life and you call somebody dumb, I'm not gonna assume. But I know his history.
Assumption is not fact.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna assume the average white person. I'm not gonna assume they have racist skinny. But Trump himself, with all his Center Park 5, all his housing practices against black people back then, even the things he said about black people now, it's fair to say that Trump has racist over.
Nobody's never said Trump is not racist.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm not going to take a tweet saying the dumbest black man is him calling him. Is equivalent to him calling him nigger.
It's not just from that one tweet though. It's his. I'm telling you, it's his
all
history.
You're doing is furthering the narrative. Is the narrative that
look,
the media has tried to portray this. Look, I'm no defender of Trump either. But
right.
Here's the thing about when it comes to racism, I it's hard to read intent. Again, just like Wale said earlier,
right.
It's
intent.
all about reading that person's intent at that given time. And I think my
but you also have to read their history, though.
But my problem is we take all these comments, right? And we will admit that making a racist remark doesn't necessarily make you racist, right?
Well,
we would agree to that.
Sometimes naive. You're naive.
Yeah, it's ignorance.
Sometimes
it's
ignorance.
Right.
And I think what happens is what we do is we go and we look through history at all the different racist statements people have made over the years, and we compile it and we try to frame this narrative and to use that to justify calling them a racist. Meaning we're trying to say, okay, because they've said these things.
But if you continue
then
saying
then that means
correct. If you say one thing, okay. But if you keep repeating the same
so
behavior
you're saying because you might have made some remarks in the past, right? Then that,
and you know better.
Then that precludes you from even touching any topic that has to do with blacks.
That's not true.
That's what it
Who
means.
said that?
Look, this is no way to have discourse.
Nobody said that, Corey.
We cannot keep throwing the race card out there.
I'm talking about, in this case, Trump. But let's focus on Trump.
I'm not about to start this Trump bashing.
No. Trump bashing.
But
he bashes himself anyway. We're not bashing Trump.
You're saying in this case Trump, but that's why I brought up the Bobrisky thing. Have I ever said anything negative about transgender? But you already assumed that I can never have anything great to say about
because you are a
because
typical
I'm a typical Nigerian man. That in all fairness, like,
you know what I'm saying,
for someone who is promoting equality, that is one-sided, and that's not. It is one-sided because you already have
everything on my experience. I'm
experience
around Nigerian men all the time.
Not with me.
True. Okay, that's
fair. So now we're saying intent. No, but now we're saying intent.
You're right.
So it means if any white guy calls a black guy dumb,
you're right. But in that case,
okay, so
yes, I'm
she apologized. So Wale won 80-0.
About
Let's move on.
But moving on back to the dumb thing. The put everything together. You guys are trying to not look at the whole
I'm
picture.
not detective.
What?
I'm not trying to.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
trying
you
to
are.
read.
Do
I'm
we
not
agree
detective.
Trump is racist? Yes.
Yes.
Do we agree?
I don't know. I don't know if he's
You
racist.
don't know.
I don't
Okay,
think. I don't know.
Using dumb
I
as
don't.
in
I
a
don't.
racial
I don't
way,
know.
I don't agree.
Okay,
I've
Corey,
not
you
seen
don't know
enough
that Corey
evidence.
is
I do
dumb.
not know.
All
I do
right.
not know.
All right,
I'm
you
not.
don't know.
I'm not. I'm
Now
not.
you're purposely
I'm not.
doing-
I'm
oh,
not.
you're
I'm not
purposely
here about
being-
to make. I'm about to make. Because to call someone a racist, that's a very serious charge.
Yes.
That means I personally think that person thinks he is superior
Yes.
to me because of my race. Look,
Trump has examples
At
of
the end of
all
the
the
day-
things he's done. The birther movement, the Central Park
does he
Five.
have biases? Does he show bigoted? Does he show
okay.
bigoted actions? Of course.
So you just jump in and moving. But okay, sure, Gory, whatever makes you feel better. I guess.
But there's so
Sure.
many of us, even as black people, that a lot of black people that we show a lot of bigoted stances
Yes,
now.
yeah,
You know what
duh.
I'm saying? So
Of course.
why would I?
No, but
so why would
everybody
I-
is
so
like
why
that.
would I put Trump's bigotism on a
bigotry.
sorry. Why would I put Trump's bigotry on a pedestal and
Because
make it out to be-
his examples, I keep saying the same thing over and over. All of that proves to me that he's racist. I'm sorry.
heard.
He's the only one out of all the president that's ever been. He brought up Obama's birth certificate. Really? That doesn't show you anything. But anyway,
It
moving
doesn't
on.
show me a damn thing.
Okay.
I'm not here to be reading into
Right,
people's
you're Ray
minds.
Charles to the movement.
I'm
I
not
guess.
here
But
to
anyway,
be-
next topic, please.
Okay, manspreading. So wait, Yeti, am I offending you right now? Should I should I turn away? Manspreading, Yeti. Yo, so we have this group chat, right? That we're all in, and we had this argument about manspreading, and Yeti actually does believe it's a real thing. Am I
Okay.
lying?
You're not lying.
So
But-
you agree that manspreading. Oh, by the way, for those who don't know, manspreading is the
It's just a new
Is
term
the-
for a thing that's always been. Men
it's
sitting
the
with their legs spread open.
It's
That's
the act
all.
of men sitting with their legs spread open.
Right.
Right.
Men sitting comfortably. That's what it
Comfortably,
is.
because we happen to have
So,
these things
as in
called
in between,
scrotum
I know.
sacks
Okay.
between
So
our
because
legs,
I don't
right?
cross my leg now is a problem.
And there's this campaign going on about, basically manspreading is a form of, they call it microaggression. This is the thing, guys. This is the America we live in today. And they consider it a microaggression.
You know what you're sounding like right now? Those white people that complain about the racist things that's been going on in America.
Look,
But okay, go
I'm
add.
just being me. I'm not trying
Alright.
to sound like anybody.
But that's what
I'm
you
just,
sound like. I'm just telling
I
you,
don't.
but go ahead.
It doesn't matter what you think I
Okay.
sound like.
Alright.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how I see it.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
And they call it this thing called microaggression, meaning when a man spreads his legs around a woman, right?
That's not what it means, but okay. It's when we're sitting. You're
Let her explain.
correct.
Since she's the woman,
Please.
explain, okay.
It's when we're in a public space and we're sharing a seat together, and you push your legs and encroach on my space and pushing me to the side. That's what manspreading is. End of story. That's what it is. It's not. You can sit whatever you want in your chair if it's a single sanitary chair by yourself. Sure, but when we're sharing
That's
a
not how
chair,
a lot of people
that's
are
what
defining
manspreading
it.
is. Correct.
Let's
Go
even
look
say,
it up.
let's even say that's
What?
the definition. I
That's
still
what
think
manspreading is.
first of all, I still think that's very stupid.
What's stupid about it?
Because first of all, it doesn't have anything to do with being a man. Number one, number two. So
What?
it's the
Right.
equivalent to me and you being on a chair and we're sharing an armrest and your arm
Yeah,
is.
same
So do
thing.
I say that's woman
Spreading,
elbowing,
whatever.
or
But
whatever?
but
Nah,
you guys,
there's
you
no.
guys-
We should
you
just
guys
call
are
it. Hey, can you
focusing-
stop not being
Okay.
making life
Being
uncomfortable
an
for people
ass,
next? There's
exactly.
not being an ass. Some people just don't. Hey, guy,
They're
alpha,
not being
make
considerate
it.
of people.
Be
That's all it is.
considerate, regardless of your gender
That's
or
it.
your.
Okay. So you're focusing on the name, basically, is what you're doing.
Are
It's
you
been
not the
a
same
thing.
people that have come out to say we shouldn't call you female? So yes, I'm saying don't call anybody
all right,
manspreading.
Okay, whatever. But
You
the
can't
thing
pick
is,
and choose.
funny thing is, Helen
If
Mirren,
somebody calls
you know,
something woman something, oh my god, Twitter will shut down.
but there
the
are
life will
women
shut
still.
down.
Ha, you already know.
I won't be able to talk.
already
Every
know.
statement I've made, you can't call them that. You can't say
they're
that.
trying to
You
gag
can't
us.
do
They're
that.
not
So
gonna gag me,
they're
Sha.
not- yeah,
No one is gonna
don't call
gag
him
me.
manspreading. It is.
Just go
it is
go
not
out
nice.
on your job and say something that's gonna get you fired. That's
Say
all.
to
But all
people,
right.
say to people, hey, make life considerate for those next to you. You
Right,
know,
okay.
with how you
Yeah,
sit and
it
everything
is.
you do, how
I
you
agree
stand,
with
all
that.
stuff.
I agree with that.
Do that,
So what's
but
upsetting you
don't-
is the word they use
Yeah,
to describe
and then
it.
the way they
Because you
define
know
it.
that this thing
Because
has been a thing since
you make
beginning
it
of
seem
time,
like
right?
I wake up, I come out, I'm sitting, I'm like, you know what?
They're trying
today,
to make
today,
it-
wait, that's the woman sitting there. This girl go here what today? I go manspread that. She didn't your father.
Yes.
Oh yeah. to try something for a tear, man. That's how you're making it seem.
But some people do that. So you know that, right? But Wale, you know people do that.
People do that.
So then,
but you know the funny thing. You know the funny thing.
Now,
I've actually, you know, I love sitting.
I don't cross my leg.
The sitting position.
Cross leg.
I actually love sitting cross leg. But ever since that manspreading thing came out,
so now you're purposely being an asshole
just like,
on purpose.
I'm waiting for somebody to come and tell me that I am being a microaggressor towards her because I'm spreading my legs.
But anyway, but you know that only applies on public transportation. And when you're sharing. Did you even look up the definition?
I looked it up.
No, you didn't.
It's silly.
Yeah.
Practice whereby a man, especially one traveling in public transportation, adopts a sitting position with his legs wide apart in such a way to encroach on an adjacent seat or seats.
So why does it only apply to men? You're trying to tell me there aren't women that are butch that also spread it.
But like I said on the thread, women goes back to our socialization. We are socialized to sit and cross our legs. That's the thing. Don't make a face.
You can't assume that.
No. I said we're trained. Can I speak?
Assume.
I'm speaking. Okay.
There's reasons for that too.
Are you a girl?
There's reasons for that too.
Because we wear skirts and dresses.
Yes,
Duh.
that too.
That's what I'm saying. We are trained.
So what do you mean we're socialized?
But it's a socialization. Duh. Everything we're
allowed
to do is a socialization. Stop picking words. Corey, go look up words for your sake. Through your alone, please. Look up what words mean.
Stop
things.
turning this into a sociology lecture.
But
like,
that's
it's
like
BS.
we're socialized. Just stop picking my words.
Everything
Corey.
we're socialized. We
are socialized.
These things come about from like the way we like. It's basically
that's what socialization means. Duh, Corey. Please.
Calm down.
No, because you're getting confused.
Okay.
Words mean things.
Okay, so
let me finish. When we're brought up from childhood to adulthood, the way we are raised is called socialization.
Okay,
that's what that means.
Okay, so
stop picking words. We're raised.
But you keep throwing out the socialization word. So what about it? So are you saying because we were socialized, is that a bad thing?
Who said it's a bad thing?
So then why do you keep
are you harping on?
So why do you keep making a point about
socialization? Can you speak?
Okay.
We are raised. Okay, is that better for you? You don't want socialization. We are raised.
I just don't know what you mean by we're socialized. I don't really get it.
Corey, please look up definition of socialization.
I don't have to look it up. I get the idea, but
we're socialized, we're brought up. Same difference. We're raised to sit with our legs crossed because of what we wear. That's all. Men are not. That's it. That's why you guys are able to spread your legs more than we are.
We spread our legs because it's a lot more uncomfortable keeping our legs closed.
You just told me you like to cross your legs. Is it uncomfortable when you cross your legs?
No. There are always exceptions now, but I know a lot of guys that open their legs because it's more comfortable. It's the most comfortable position.
You came on this thread on this podcast today to cause Wale, but go ahead.
I'm not causing any Wale.
Wale is upset with you.
I'm just not with the socialization crap. But anyway, moving on.
With the raisin crap.
No,
you socialize. Speaking of, how's Shango?
Shango?
Yeah. You haven't talked about him in a while. What's going on with him?
Bruno, Bruno, the little dog, right? He took a break from the house.
Oh, thank God.
He came across another dog.
Bruno?
I think he was with a babysitter or something. And there was another dog there, Labrador, and he tried it with that Labrador. And so Bruno came back. He had some scars on his face. It looked like he had sobered up a little bit. Like
he messed with the wrong one.
He messed with the wrong one.
Why is Bruno such a bully? Whose dog is it again?
It's my niece's dog.
Because you guys didn't socialize Bruno well enough to behave in public.
You got jokes.
Because that's socialization means. Corey, stop picking socialized. That's what the word means. Stop it. Okay. You're getting me upset for no reason. Socialized means things. Words means things.
Blake Griffin.
What about him?
Wale, you heard about this, right?
So Corey is just picking all the controversial Twitter topics today, but sure, go ahead.
No, so he was instructed to pay about $3 million a year for his baby.
Okay, he can afford it.
Child support.
Okay.
How do you know?
Yeti, do you think there should be a cap?
I don't think it's based on income.
Wait, but how do you know you can afford it?
It's based on income. That's what do you know how they
But 3 million. Wait.
Let me speak, please. You know how they come to the child support amount for each person.
How? There's like a percentage, right?
It's based on your income and the standard the child is used to living by, right? Okay. So if you make $50,000 a year, you're not paying $50,000. Sorry, you're paying like $30 a month or something like that. It's based on your income. That's it. So all your people, you'll be all right. You're not going to be paying $300,000 for your kid.
I think there should be a cap to it though, because I don't know what a new mom baby is going to do with $3 million.
But he's not newborn. He's like 8 or so now.
Oh, he's 8 years old.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's not brand new.
But still, that's still a lot though. That's still a lot.
I mean, he's going to private school. He's doing all that, right?
250,000 for
a month.
A month.
A month.
What?
A month.
That's
even if the child was living with him, he wouldn't even be like living a life of $3 million a year.
The courts decided that it is, and if it was, is it because he's the guy? So if it was a woman paying that much, would you be upset about it?
This is not about woman.
No, I'm just asking.
Guy.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
We rarely see cases of women even paying child support.
Have they buried paying child support?
We rarely. Okay. The word I use was
yes.
Well, it's based on income. Whoever has custody. If you want, I'm sorry. But it's based on her income though. It's whatever income she's making.
You don't think Halle Berry got more than?
I don't think so. What? Halle Berry doesn't have that much money compared to Blake Griffin. He just signed a contract. That's why it was renegotiated, right? Because of his contract.
Anyways,
yeah.
I think we should.
I think we're due for a music break.
Yeah.
So, Wale, take us in.
Yeah. Man, it's been a very hectic.
Thanks to Corey.
Thanks to two of you. You played your part. But yeah, we're about to break it up. This is a new song by Runtown. He's finally free from his label. I think.
He is? Good for him.
So
that's why we haven't heard from him this whole time.
Yeah, I think they had like some dispute. So this is his first song. Don't quote me on that, but this is a new song. It's called Unleash, by Runtown featuring some guy called Fekky. I haven't heard of him before, but anyway, listen and enjoy.
Champagne popping in the diamond bright. Wine, baby girl, just wine. See this up thing, kill everything inside. It's cool, baby girl, take time. Champagne popping in the diamond bright. Wine, baby girl, just wine. See this up thing, kill everything inside. It's cool, baby girl, take time.
We spoil, we know the thief. We get the money, got police. Tonight we gonna unleash. Smoking on the low. Counting on my low, yeah. Baby, me buy me no. They try put the X on me. They bring out the best out me. Now I'm gonna flex on you. Too many bags on me. Too many girls on me. Now I'm gonna flex on you. Too many women in my life. I don't really know what I want from me. Don't know if you love me on my money. Yeah. Too many men wish that on me. Say nowadays all eyes on me. So many things my eyes don't see what I like. But that's why me I love Vanessa. Vanessa don't they give a holla. Oh, see Vanessa, na fire dancer. Yeah, she tell me master, can you do it faster? That's why me I love Vanessa. See Vanessa, no they cause it drama. We spoil, we know the thief. We get the money, got police. Tonight we gonna unleash. Smoking on the low. Counting on my low, yeah. Baby, me buy me no. They try put the X on me. They bring out the best out me. Now I'm gonna flex on you. Too many bags on me. Too many girls on me. Now I'm gonna flex on you.
Hey, yo, I just wanna live life and flex. Let me just shine, no stress. Gal to the right and the left. Body just look like sex. You can change my life in a sec. Hey, I don't know how you dealt with your ex. Show some respect, big F, let me pick up the check. Enough gal stay on my head, cash on deck. Smile, baby girl, don't vex. Don't be so insecure, girl. Girl, I'm just be my Insta. Why do you take it out on me? Hey, Shabby, you want to lifestyle. I keep it cool, don't act wrong. And still you don't put your trust in me. I don't know.
Too many men wish that on me. Say nowadays all eyes on me. So many things my eyes on see. But that's why me I love Vanessa. Vanessa, do they give her holla? Oh, see Vanessa, na fire dancer. Yeah, she tell me master. Master, can you do it faster? That's why me I love Vanessa. Oh, see Vanessa, do they cause drama? They try to put the X on me. They bring out the best out me. Now I'm gonna flex on you. Too many bags on me. Too many girls on me. Now I'm gonna flex on you.
Before we go further, I just want to point out the fact that Corey's eating a whole bagel, plain, no cream cheese, no butter,
And
no
it's
honey.
like eating bread.
Eating bread.
It's just a weird sight.
Sorry,
to
yeah,
see.
typical Nigerian man.
Yes, that's what I am. I'm a typical Nigerian
But
man.
bagel is even harder than bread. At least bread is a little softer
That's
now.
what she said.
Yeah. Before we go on though, we have a guest today, so we're gonna be skipping today's heroes and villains. It's coming back, by the way.
Jesus.
It is coming back.
You,
But we have a special guest today. I'm gonna introduce him in a second. But before I do, Yeti would like to issue a retraction from a statement she made a few weeks ago.
First of all, this is definition of I too no go wrong.
No. It's not an I2 going on. No. And Power, as far as I'm concerned, was a power company. Okay. But I didn't know. I don't know a lot about Nigeria politics and what's going on in Nigeria. Fair. So I thought about what Empower means to me when I looked it up. Is what I said. But apparently, Empower also means what?
It's like a group in Nigeria. They're supposed to empower the youth, and they're supposed to
empower. Why didn't they just say that?
They did empower.
No.
It's a government.
Oh, we have the guest caller.
Oh yeah, that's our guest. Wait, Larry, before you go on, let me introduce you really quickly. So Larry is a very good friend of mine. I've known him since high school. I've known him since GSS1 actually. Brief introduction.
He went to ISI?
Yeah, he went to ISI.
Cool.
He was my set.
The old people.
Larry is an MD here based in the US.
Oh.
He's
so Dr. Larry. Basically.
Yes, Dr. Larry. He currently resides in the Charlotte area. Is that correct, Larry? Please, Larry, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that is correct.
He's a multilingual, fluent in English and Yoruba, and is intermediate in Spanish. By the way, I'm reading Larry's profile right now on this website. I know the intermediate in Spanish is you probably know like
Hola,
2 words.
¿Cómo está?
This guy knows that. And you guys talk about I'm intermediate in Spanish.
You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
In his spare time, Dr. Jimoh likes to play soccer, golf, surf, lie. He said he likes to surf. I know Larry is nowhere near the beach.
There's no beach in Ibadan. Growing up, so
he likes to ski.
Oh, wow.
He likes to ski.
I mean, he could have taken it up when he got here. Now.
I'm sure. But Larry is a bullshitter, yo. And of course, he travels internationally a lot. I consider one of my really, really good friends. He's and I see him as Larry is someone that I've seen as like could be a potential president of Nigeria.
Oh,
wow. This is someone that just in terms of his knowledge base, this is someone that actually back when he was like in GSS1, he wrote a book about Nigerian presidents, like historically. Like he's been a geek like that for a very long time.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
So he's very, very steeped in Nigerian history. Of course, we disagree on a lot of things. But that's part of why I brought him here today. Because I was hoping to get a breakdown of Nigeria's current political landscape. So Larry, feel free to chime in, please.
Yes, sir.
So explain to me what the empower thing is again.
Sure. First of all, I want to thank you guys for having me on your show. I'm a big fan since inception. So more power to you guys. Yeti, Wale, Mr. G. You guys are
Hey, let them know, man.
Let me just put in there. For sure.
Hi,
So,
Dr. Larry.
Corey, thanks for tearing up my profile on the website. I do surf and I do ski. I enjoy those two activities, and yes, I picked them up since I moved to the US.
Good for you. That's
Corey,
more
when did
than
we
Corey
come?
can
Like
say.
2002?
Exactly.
Yeah, we came here 16 years ago. That's enough
yeah,
time to pick up
no,
new
you got here
hobbies.
before
Yeah.
me. You got here 02, and I think you left as soon as you got out of ISI. I came like the year after.
Okay, but he can do a lot more than
okay.
you can right now. He can ski, he can surf.
Yeah, whatever.
That's why you hate on him.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention also medical education, Duke University School of Medicine.
Oh, wow. All right.
His residency, he got it from internal medicine, Vanderbilt University.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
His fellowship, gastroenterology,
Gastroenterologist. Okay. all
Brown
right.
University.
Hey, Dr. Larry.
Brown University.
All right.
And sorry, ladies, he's married. 2 kids,
Good for you.
2 kids, boy and a
Dr.
girl.
Larry.
You know.
Thank you very much for completing the picture.
In case they were wondering.
So yeah, let's go to Empower. Empower is it's a government-sponsored entrepreneurship program directed towards the youth. It was an initiative of Buhari and Osinbajo, and Osinbajo has really been running it. And what they try to do is help young people start up their companies, start up their businesses, give them very low interest loans. Some of them get grants outrightly to fund and start. So it's empowered maybe about 3,000 entrepreneurs all over Nigeria in the past 3 years. So it's actually had some success. So that's what Empower is.
Oh, wow. That's great. But how do you qualify for that? Like, as
there's a whole application process. Yeah, there's a website. You put in your business plan, you put in your information. They vet it, they interview you or whatever, and then they decide who they want to give this awards to. As far as I know, it's a whole committee basically. So
is there a reason they haven't been pushing it like that? Because
is there a reason why
they haven't really been pushing it out there? Because I actually never heard of it before. And we only see the anti-Buhari things or stuff like that.
Well, if you lived in Nigeria, I'm sure you would have probably heard of it. If you were in Abuja, I mean, if you follow the Buhari handle on Twitter, follow Tolu Ogunlesi, who does his digital communications. They're constantly tweeting and talking about it. But you're right; they could do a little bit more, noise making about it. But it's a small part of all of the things that the president has been trying to do.
Okay.
So so basically, full disclosure, I'm not a card-carrying member of any political party.
Okay.
Are you a fan of Buhari?
I was. Am I a fan? I was in 2015. For sure, I thought he was a better candidate than Jonathan.
Same here.
But the past 4 years,
lesser of evils,
I'm sorry?
I said, in a way, he was like the lesser of 2 evils, in a way.
Exactly. I mean, at that time, like, we were being robbed by Devani and all these people. I mean, they were stealing like crazy, and we just had to stop that. But in the past 3.5 years, I feel like there's been a little bit of disillusioning and some feeling a little jaded because the anti-corruption war, I think, has been very ineffective and selective. Basically, if you are, with the APC, they cover you up. The minute you leave the party, they go after you. It's not the right way to fight corruption. And so that, to me, is sort of the biggest letdown from this president. So I guess we'll just talk about the current election
and the current landscape and I want to understand, because I feel like right now in Nigeria there's this one candidate, potential candidate that's emerging. He hasn't declared yet, Saraki. I feel like he's making all the moves. I'm seeing this growing movement behind him, which it's a little bit disturbing because it's like Saraki isn't
all the stuff that's been going on with him, right?
No, he's not a saint.
But there are people that are
pushing
behind
him.
They are behind him. Like there are people, like I see them, supporters of him.
Effective or active compared to Buhari that has been quiet.
But didn't he just have a lot of controversy around? Like there was a bunch of scandal and
stuff.
Had controversy. And he's still
so
going on.
Do you think PDP would let him run instead of Atiku?
I think he's going to give Atiku a good fight.
Okay.
I think he may get the nod over Atiku. And that would mean Atiku would basically go to another party and will probably split the PDP loyalty. So I think one of my reset tweets was about how APC is sort of sweeping all these people out, and I'm not sure if the PDP umbrella is large enough for all these defectors. So everybody's going to the PDP right now, but what I see happening is there will be further fragmentation of the PDP because I don't see all these people agreeing and coming together. There's just too many strong personalities now under the PDP. So I think there's still so much more defection and changes that are going to happen. I don't think we're done yet.
Okay. With the recent thing that happened in the National Assembly, right? Can you kind of take us through that? This Daura fella who used to be
last week.
DSS.
Yeah, last week was mad, man. Last week was mad. I don't know if you guys followed.
I followed.
Basically,
I haven't. So for me, please explain what happened.
So the sequence of events, I think, started after the new APC chairman was elected. So I don't know if you guys remember Adams Oshiomhole, former governor of Edo State, became the APC chairman. When he became the APC chairman, his first sort of call was like, look, Buhari is going to be our candidate. Buhari is going to choose his running mate. Basically, he empowered Buhari so much that so many people in the APC at that time, including Saraki, were feeling like they were being discounted.
Okay.
And so we saw a defection of a lot of senators.
There was about 16. Are you talking about before the 16 defectors last week?
Before the 16 defectors, we saw people like Dino,
we saw
other people switch before. And so we started seeing the signs on the wall that basically Oshiomhole coming on board was going to basically be like, this is Buhari's party, basically solidifying Buhari's hold on the party.
Yeah.
And so when that first happened, and then some governors started grumbling too. And so last week we saw Tambuwal left APC, Suswam left APC, but those are the governors of Sokoto and Benue State, respectively. They left the APC. Eventually, the Senate president decided to leave APC as well. And now, Saraki is a very interesting figure. He's political enigma, basically. Because the truth is, he never really left PDP, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was a founding member of PDP. He's been there forever. The only reason he left was because he and Jonathan couldn't see eye to eye. He became Senate president mostly because PDP supported him. And then, so he basically went back to PDP.
Yeah.
And so when he did that, the president took off, left Nigeria for medical leave.
Mysteriously,
and the following day, we know he goes to London every time he sees doctors, but it was very interesting, the timing of all of these events, because this was a big deal, and ideally, I don't think the president should have left when the number 3 man just left his party. But maybe he had a plan, maybe he didn't. We don't know. All we know is that the next day, the DSS director, and the DSS is the Department of Secret Services, so similar to FBI in this country, they have a lot of autonomy.
Yeah.
So they basically moved into the premises.
So
of
the
House
DSS, in a sense, would be like the Pompeo.
FBI. So that would be.
FBI. Okay.
FBI. Yeah.
Okay.
No, not Secretary of State. No.
I forgot. Sorry, Pompeo has moved to Secretary of State, but Pompeo was CIA
yes,
director.
he was director of CIA. Correct.
Okay, so it'll be like the Rod Rosenstein, Rosenstein, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Go on.
So basically, this guy decided to move in, and while he was there, his voice prevented the APC senators from entering the premises.
Sorry. So he was inside the NAS.
NAS, yes. His voice was there. He didn't go. Director now. He wouldn't go physically.
Okay.
His voice basically barricaded the whole place.
Okay.
So you had people like PDP senators like Murray Bruce, Dino Melaye, basically putting it on Facebook Live that, hey, we are activists. They are disenfranchising us. They are trying to.
Bruce. I can't stand Bruce. Also, I think he's a showman.
I know. Anyway, so these guys were making a big show of it. That, hey, your president is like a military man. He's trying to obstruct democracy or whatever. So basically, the APC senator, for what we understand, the plan was for the APC senators to be selectively let into the chambers, and if they can form a quorum, they can impeach the Senate president, because the Senate president just left the party. Now, unfortunately, they weren't even able to get enough APC senators in the building, so the whole thing became like a failed coup on Saraki.
And there's no way Buhari wouldn't have known this was about to go on. This is his freaking FBI director here, right? I mean, there's no way he wouldn't have known that this was.
Well, at least I know for sure Shomale will have known about it.
For sure.
So basically, all of this is left to speculation, because, as you know, the DSS is very tight. They're secret keepers, anyways. But all I'll tell you is that Daura is a Katsina man, same place as the president. He was selected by the president, and he's very loyal to the president. So did he do this behind the president, or did he do this to impress the president when the president got back? Nobody knows. But what we hear is that the APC leadership knew about it, and that's Oshiomhole.
So with the VP, I forgot his name, Osibanjo, with him firing the DSS guy, is that just for show, do you think, or he really was fired?
No, the guy is fired.
Okay.
The guy is fired. The question is, was he scapegoated?
Okay.
That's
a better.
Somebody had to take a fall, right?
Yeah.
Because the Twitterverse was like going off. People were like posting stuff and like tagging Oshibajo personally, like, hey, Oshibajo, you are the acting president. This is happening in your country. This is not democratic. This is not okay. You got to do something about it. And I think Oshibajo at that moment felt pressured. He's like, look, the goal of this nonsense was to impeach Saraki. The goal failed. So definitely now there is blowback. It's either we basically fire this guy, let him take the fall, or the president and I will suffer. So basically somebody had to suffer. Somebody had to go. So we don't know if this was like Oshibajo was really angry and didn't know about it, and it's like, this is crazy. Because that's the statement he put out. It's like, this is not okay. We will make sure that people who did this are brought to justice. Like, he came down hard, and he's like, I have fired this guy, blah, blah. So Oshibajo basically saved the day for the president.
Got it.
Wow.
That might have been the plan, too, the backup plan.
Yeah. So it was very interesting.
Because it would be hard if the president himself had fired the guy.
Yeah, it would have.
So
let me ask you something. So what do you think about the presidential aspirants? Like, let's. I want to kind of focus on maybe 2-3 of them that we definitely want to keep our eyes out for.
So I've compiled a list of, I think, 5 people here.
Oh, wow.
And I think we'll try to go through them quickly. I'm going to start with the least unlikely.
Okay.
Which is Fela Durotoye.
Ah, yes.
I don't know if you guys have heard of that guy.
I have.
Yeah, he's the.
Do you know who Fela is?
Yeah, I do.
I don't, but go ahead.
He's like the business guy, right? He's like a business dude, right? He's supposed to be like a young, up and coming
How old is he?
businessman.
What's
46
young?
years old.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
47, 46, 47.
Okay.
He's financial
Isn't he
analyst
educated?
turned
Like
motivational speaker.
he studied here, right? In the States.
Yeah, he studied all over the place. Issa, he did some courses at Harvard, did some courses in London as well. He's well educated, he's very well spoken. He's an orator. If you watch his YouTube videos, you will be tempted to believe that this guy is going to save Nigeria. He can speak, but the question is, can he do?
Okay.
He's a Yoruba man, obviously. Fela Durute, Ife, Indigene is from our state.
Yeah. People.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me stop. Go ahead.
So he's a young man, like I said.
Apparently, he was also
popular
behind
in
the
Lagos.
Moshi Makeover project. I'm not sure what that is. I'm reading his profile here. So I guess that must have been a big deal for them to have put it here.
He basically became like a community organizer back in the early 2000s. Did some work in Lagos, sort of beautifying and redeveloping areas that were derelict, like Mushin, Oshodi, and all that stuff. He's worked with different celebrities, governors. So he's a known entity in Lagos. But the thing is that outside Lagos, people don't know who he is.
Okay.
So just for record keeping, I want to give you his Twitter followership.
Okay.
Even though elections are not won on Twitter, I think Twitter followership gives you a measure of their name recognition and their tech savviness, basically.
Right.
So he has 290,000 followers on Twitter.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So let's keep that on. So that's Fela Durute. He currently he has his party is Alliance for New Nigeria, which nobody really knows.
Alliance for
but that's
New
the party
Nigeria.
platform he's on.
Right. I mean, even if he doesn't get through now, he's still someone to still look out for in upcoming elections.
Right.
So.
And he's still young, so he has time.
Yeah.
You're right. Those are all very valid points. My problem with him is that he has to do something. Like, Nigeria is not America where you can go. In fact, even Barack Obama, right? He went from community organizer.
I was just gonna say that.
To being a senator.
Right.
Actually,
he was a state senator. Yeah, he was a state
senator from Chicago.
Yeah, state senator.
Right.
Before
he became senator in the U.S. Senate.
So you think he should run for a lower
before he became
post
president?
first?
So you think
Fela
he
has
needs
to do something.
Right.
I think it's a big jump from you saying you've done some things in Lagos community to now being president. It's a big jump.
So you need to start
he can
small.
Speak,
Okay.
but but the question is, can he do? Can he show us what he has done?
So who's next on the list?
That's the thing. Next on the list is Yele Showere.
That's my boy. That's the radical. That's the radical. I am rooting for him, man. But yeah, go on.
Oh my goodness! I knew Corey would like this guy. This guy is a controversial figure in my book.
He wears. He wears.
Isn't that this? He wears this polo.
He wears
isn't that the Sahara?
Sahara Reporters director. He wears this necklace and he keeps it on. Like it looks like a T'Challa necklace, but go on.
It's so he wears this sort of thing that has like cowries.
Cowries.
Very similar to what the Maasai men wear. East African people. People have different speculations whether it's like jazz or something. I don't really know. I won't say
Nigerians.
I don't say.
And they were after
he
him for a while.
He wears it all the time. Anyways, Yele Showere is an interesting guy. He's also 47 years old.
Oh, okay.
From Ondo State.
Hey,
Yele started.
Shout out.
Hey, shout out to Ondo State. All right. So Yele Showere started his activism back in Unilag in the early 90s. He was president of the student union government there. And he was very big on the whole anti-cultism movement. And also being president of the student union in Unilag gives you a lot of exposure to a lot of powerful people. So he really capitalized on all of that and sort of fought against military rule as well. He came to the U.S. in the early 2000s, started this Sahara Reporters thing that has really grown. And, kudos to him for building Sahara Reporters. He also has a master's in public administration from Columbia University, so he's gotten even further education since coming here.
Okay.
He's a young guy. He's very radical, obviously. Yeah. He's basically ruffled enough feathers where people know him and sort of have a healthy fear of who he is.
Yeah, there was a time that he wasn't even allowed in Nigeria. Like they were like after
he
him.
was an exile. He was an exile because he fought the military as well. I mean, the guy, he has his props, he has his chops, he has a lot of reputation. But the problem is, I feel like activism is a great thing, and some people who are good in activism, like Wale Soyinka,
they're not necessarily
good
at
in activism.
Governing.
They suck in being politicians. They just suck at it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so making that transition requires a lot of wisdom, a lot of compromising, a lot of political maneuvering, and I don't know if Yele Shore has those abilities. So he's not decided on a political party yet, and that also supports my point that he can't seem to play well with others.
He's a radical.
And so
he's a rebel.
I know. So, Fela ran for president before, in case you guys don't know. Fela was a radical. He ran for president. He formed his own party, but obviously
twice. I thought wasn't it Africa? Wait, what do you call it? People's Party or something like that. I forgot what Fela's party was called.
It was like I don't remember the name, but I know he ran and he didn't win. So some people are better as activists, and I think Yele Shore is one of those people.
Is he known though?
All right, so
outside of.
Is he known?
Yeah,
he is.
He's known
like
to
in the north,
our generation.
Okay.
If I go to my hometown, if I go to Oshobo and I ask my grandma who is Yele Shore, she'll say who, right? So his name means something. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram,
those that
if you
votes
know
actually
Sarah
matter. Those people, the masses
on the ground.
The masses. If you go to a random person in Oshodi and ask them who is Yele Shore, they will not know who that is. So his Twitter followership is 51,000 followers, which to me is not very good.
Yeah, I would think he would have a whole lot more, being that he was the founder of Sahara too.
Exactly.
And Sahara has at least a million followers. So
I mean,
exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So next? Anyways, that's Yele Shore. So the next person I have on this list is Kingsley Moghalu.
Ah, yes.
Do you guys know who Kingsley is?
So
once again, my answer is the same.
I mean, I kind of did like a precursory thing, like where I kind of went through some of the candidates before I came here. He's supposed to be a professor of practice in international business. He attended UNN. I'm reading his profile now. Former United Nations official.
You and profile. Corey, let Mary explain.
Former CBN deputy governor.
Let him explain.
So he does have quite a lot on his resume. So go on. Moghalu.
That is true.
Oh, he's a former CBN. That's where I know the name from. The CBN
deputy governor.
Deputy governor. Yes.
Yeah.
That was recently.
So Kingsley Moghalu is a 55-year-old man from Anambra State.
Okay.
Like Corey said, is very accomplished. His resume is impressive. He's done a lot internationally, and even within the country. He worked at the United Nations. He has a PhD in international relations from the London School of Economics. So there'll be moi moi. You know what I'm saying? The guy is very smart. He knows his stuff. He was CBN deputy governor from 2009 to 2014. So that's almost 15 years in that position. So he knows the establishment. People know him very well within the government. And
he's from Anambra, though.
On the Anambra State, yes.
Yeah.
What about that?
But right now we're not. We had someone from the east that just left.
True.
And they do that rotational thing. So that
is that always. Is that always set?
It's like an informal rule,
okay.
But it's not in the Constitution or anything. But go on.
So for clarification, Jonathan is from the South.
Okay. You're right. South.
It's Bayelsa,
Yeah, South.
It's Bayelsa, correct.
But South and the East are all kind of grouped together.
Digging a deeper hole. Just
shut up. Go on.
So basically, you're right, Corey. That works against him, especially because we have this unspoken rule that the residents will rotate from the north to the south. So ideally, should be every Yoruba 8 years or so. So right now, I think that will definitely work against Dr. Moghalu. His party is the Young Progressive Party. That's another think I have on him, because this party is pretty much unknown, just put together. His followership is not very strong. It's still in the elitist sort of circle. Like, people who are supporting him are people like you and I, who have been able to be exposed and educated and learned and active on Instagram and Twitter, but like his grassroots are still very lacking. And the party he's declared on isn't a very strong party nationally. Again, he's only got 17,000 followers on Twitter.
But he's older too, though, so he's probably not as social media savvy as the other people are. So.
Yeah, maybe, that could be.
He's what, 60 something?
55.
Right? 55. So.
He may also have challenges connecting with the masses, being
right.
so I guess having like this pedigree. It's almost like he's
elite,
like really really elite.
Yeah.
He's probably like top 1% type elite. But go on.
So that's Kingsley. We'll see what happens with his campaign.
So
Next
top
person
two.
on
Top
my
two, right?
list is... I'm sorry, what did you say?
Is it the top two, right?
Top two
candidates left.
Yeah,
right?
I think.
Yes.
Okay, so
These are
the way.
I'm gonna go to Saraki now.
So you're not ranking them or anything.
He was
right?
ranking them.
He was ranking
You were?
them.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm ranking
Yeah,
them
that's what I
based
said,
on
it's top two.
likelihood.
Okay.
Before Saraki is Hassan Dankwabo, who is
Yes.
a PDP. He just declared last week. He's the
PDP
current
is gonna
governor
have
of
a lot of
Gombe
problems,
State.
man.
He's also 55 years old, just like Dr. Mogalu. He's very, very interested, and if the PDP really wants to win, he's somebody they should put forward. He's very, very impressive in terms of, if you try to YouTube his videos and hear him speak. He knows a lot and he has done a lot. He's 55 years old. He studied he has a PhD actually from Igbenedion University in accounting. Did some work with some accounting consultancy, worked in the CBN, became Accountant General of Gombe State, became Accountant General of Nigeria, and then went back and became Gombe State Governor. And since being governor, he's improved the internal revenue generation of his state. He's more than doubled it. The tax base of Gombe State has increased. They've improved their infant mortality, education, he's building roads. He's a very, very, very impressive governor, what he's done for his state in the Northeast. Even in spite of all the Boko Haram nonsense, he's been able to keep his state on the right path. And
I'm sensing a little. You like him. You can tell you like him.
You can tell. This is Lanre's dark horse.
That's your dude, right?
If the PDP really wants to win, I think he's somebody who is a northerner, a true northerner, and educated and a performer. And I think he can definitely eat into Buhari's.
How about scandals? Does he have any scandals? Does he have any?
Zero.
See, from what he's saying, he's definitely better than
Atiku.
It sounds better than Atiku and Saraki right now, from what you're saying.
So Hassan Dankwabo is someone to keep an eye on in Gombe State. And he's declared for president under the PDP. So next person is Bukola Saraki, the Machiavelli, Maradona, the
Star boy.
Star boy, exactly. So interestingly enough, Saraki is also 55 years old. So pretty much everybody you talked about is either 55
which
or
is
47.
good.
This is a young crop of candidates,
good,
man,
yeah,
compared to like historical
ones,
candidates,
right.
where it's like we're getting 70-something-year-olds. But go on.
So Bukola Saraki is former governor of Kwara State, current Senate president, medical doctor by training, just like his father, Dr. Olushola Saraki, who was also a Senate Majority Leader in the late 70s. Saraki is, I don't know, it's hard to really put a finger on what to do about him, because he's someone who has been able to survive.
Teflon
survive all the things.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's pretty much like that. It's hard to stop this guy.
He went against his own dad.
Yep.
Can you imagine?
Yep.
That's true.
He went against his own
true.
dad. Yo, he's cutthroat.
true.
He's cutthroat.
I think that's why people like him.
So, yeah. I mean, you can only maneuver so many people until you maneuver yourself. That's the thing. That he's been able to dribble his way around and survive and scheme.
But he
and
stepped on a lot of toes too.
He knows what he's doing. But being Nigerian president is going to be the next hurdle for him. But he has what it takes to win the PDP ticket.
Okay.
So the question is,
and he has the money too.
Buhari. I mean, Saraki
with the way,
Saraki
with the way Buhari is doing, Saraki might beat Buhari because he seems to be the voice of Nigeria right now. Because Buhari keeps quiet a lot, and Saraki seems like to be the one. Like he's the one who came up with the whole what's that thing? Reform the police. Let's states. What's that thing when you make it a state?
Decentralize
the police.
The police force, right?
You know, and it seems like he has Nigeria in mind, but I guess, like you say, he's slippery. There's something about him.
Oh, but we have to talk about his history with the Kwara state government too. I mean, he pretty much. I mean, let's keep it real. He pretty much bankrupted their central bank, right?
Oh, wow.
And the thing I'm seeing from a lot of young followers on Twitter,
at least
they don't
allegedly,
they don't know about all this negativity too. They're only seeing the.
How don't they know? It's always on the news.
No,
though.
People don't follow things. Some of these people
Even
don't follow
I know
things
that.
like this now. Because there are a lot of people that. Why would you be a fan of Sarah? It's the same way I'm like, why are you a fan of Atiku? But a lot of people out there.
Let me tell you something about those two men.
Yeah.
Saraki and Atiku have excellent consultants working for them.
Oh, I see.
Excellent. And I know some of the people who work for them. Like, they are smart kids who studied abroad, some in Lagos. They know how to use social media. They know how to launder your reputation. They go out and look for negative articles and they find a way to take it down or to bring it lower on the Google search list. They know how to push it. Saraki has influencers working for him round the clock. I know some of them personally. They are on a retainer. Their job is to retweet and post and do. So there is a way to maneuver social media. And
Basically playing the crowd.
They know how to get into.
They
know how to use analytics. They have companies working for them.
Oh, so I see. That makes sense now.
You talk about Bankole Omishere, right?
Yeah.
He's one of ours over here from Maryland.
Banky's been working for Banky's working for Saraki now for what 7-8 years now. Banky is a lawyer, sir. And so when someone like
you will always see me in these pictures on the side, just standing there.
Exactly. And one other thing you need to know about Saraki is that not since Babangida have we seen a politician where people who are loyal to them will take a bullet for them.
Wow.
Not since Babangida have I seen any politician like that.
Wow.
He commands
like Dino Melai would literally take a bullet for Saraki, and everybody knows that.
Wow.
Nobody knows why, but if you're a Saraki loyalist, it's pretty much till you die, man.
He's a strong man, it seems.
And
he is. He has a presence too.
That is why the coup was unsuccessful, because even within the APC, some of these APC senators, even though they are still staying in APC, some of them are loyal to Saraki, and they are being told to stay in APC and not move. That way, he still has information. So the problem with APC now, they don't know who is loyal to whom anymore.
Wow.
They're looking at each other and they're all suspecting each other.
Oshomole is trying to weed them out, the rest of them out.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is. I saw him say something
like
about it. He's trying to do it hard.
Saraki is playing like a much bigger game. It's like Saraki is playing chess out here. The op is busy playing
my thing
checkers.
is, can Saraki win the North? Because the northern votes are a lot of
That's
votes.
the thing. I don't think.
We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, please highlight the fact that he doesn't really have a huge base. Right?
So the problem is this: his father sort of created this problem. If you guys go back to Nigeria in the 60s, we had 3 regions: northern region, western region, the eastern region. That was it. Kwara State was part of the western region. When they decided to break the country further and have this new 6 geopolitical zones, Olushola Saraki, Bukala's father, was the pretty much main man for Kwara. He basically had Kwara in his hands. And he never aligned with the Awolowo group.
Wow.
He refused to be subjugate to Awolowo. And because in Kwara is sort of an interesting place. I've been to Kwara a few times, Ilorin particularly. If you look at Ilorin has an emir.
Yeah.
So Ilorin is an emirate, right?
Huh.
Now the bad thing is that,
like that before.
Historically, Ilorin had a king, had an Oba.
Okay.
But the movement Danfodio Jihad that swept from North Africa into the Hausa land, they stopped at Ilorin. Ilorin was basically the last town they took over on their
so
jihad down
that's
south.
why they're split, like Yoruba some places, and then I guess what's the other, like Hausa or Igbira, whatever, right, on the other side. So
there's Nupe, there's Hausa, there's Yoruba. So my grandmother is Ofa princess, actually. Her father was king of Ofa, Olofa of Ofa.
Oh, wow.
Now, she tells me a lot about the history of Kwara State and how it's like, it's a very interesting state because they have like 3 identities.
Right.
But the point I'm trying to make here is that Saraki's father basically moved the state into the north. And it became part of the north central zone.
Yeah, which is like the middle belt, right?
Which is essentially like the middle belt. Benue, Niger, Kwara, Abuja, all those states, all those areas in the north central. Now, because of that, the Saraki family has always aligned with the north. They speak fluent Hausa. They are Muslims. So sometimes they even put their Muslim name before their Yoruba name. So when Saraki ran for president in 2011, he ran as Abubakar Bukola Saraki, ABS.
Okay.
In fact, his football club is called ABS Football Club. So it's interesting to see how he's going to position himself this time. Will he put Bukola first, or will he put Abubakar first? So the problem is they are not really. So, and the thing is, the Hausas don't really see them as true Hausas.
Right.
Like people in Kano, people in Jigawa, they don't see them as, they see them as Yorubas. And we Yoruba people don't see them as Yoruba.
So they're right in the middle.
So that's going to be Saraki's biggest problem, is that he can't say he'll win the Southwest. And he can't say he'll win the North comfortably.
Well, I'm seeing a problem here. I feel like Buhari is going to win this again, because the problem I see, number one problem I see is, we have 3 candidates under PDP.
Yes.
Who's going to get that? Actually, 4. We have 4.
More.
I'll just say top 4.
I just didn't mention the others.
Yeah, but you didn't also put Atiku there, so we're going to put 4.
Atiku is the next one, I guess.
So yeah, so
but you guys all know about Atiku.
Yeah, we're already.
So your top 3 plus
those
Atiku, that's
not
4. So but they only have 1 ticket. And who did they give it to? And it looks like the 2 people that will probably get it is one between Atiku or Saraki.
How about if Atiku and Saraki join tickets? How about if they join tickets?
It's not going to happen.
Who would be the president?
Be very hard. That would be very hard.
And who would be the vice president? Who would win out? And
what if Saraki?
No, it's not going to happen.
I don't think each of them.
I think Saraki leaving APC is kind of like he's already guaranteed.
Yeah.
He knows he's guaranteed. I mean, well, I guess he's trying his luck because APC wasn't going to give it to him regardless. But we have that 4, let's just say top 4 horse race who's going to get it. And basically, I think, I forget his name. Is he Benue? Is that where you say it's from?
No, Gombe.
The Gombe State
Dankwabo.
Yeah. To be honest, he seems like he would be the ideal man.
Yeah.
Because he's a sitting governor, he's done well for his state, and he's also going to get them the northern votes.
But it's scandal free too.
And it's scandal free, but we know they're going to go for Flash, and they're going to go for either Saraki or Atiku, and I think
the money will be behind Atiku.
That to Buhari, because Buhari has northern votes tied down. That guy has those.
Well, you know what? One thing I know is that I would never say never anything in Nigerian politics. There's no reason why Atiku and Saraki may not come to a compromise if they realize that
that's the only solution. That's the only solution.
So we'll have to wait and see.
But do you want a country run by Saraki and Atiku, though?
Tough question. I don't trust either. I don't trust either of them.
Same here. I believe
that they, again, I may be in the position I was in 2016, where I have to pick the lesser of 2 evils, right?
Unfortunately, the other people running, they have something I call they have a fan base with, like you said, the sophisticated, educated people. But unfortunately, Korea now are not going to be in Nigeria to vote.
Yeah.
A lot of Europe might not be. I don't know. A lot of people who support these people are not, and they're not the same. And even if they are in Nigeria, they're not the people that want to go and stay in line and stand 8 hours to vote for one person. So these people end up losing a lot of votes.
You said Korean.
But you know
why
what?
didn't you include me in that?
You vote in Nigeria.
but you know what? But you know what works a lot. They call it. They call it. I think they call it stomach stimulus or something like that, where they
Stomach infrastructure.
Stomach infrastructure.
That
works a lot. They do that a lot.
Fayose has not declared yet.
Yes, and that's another candidate that's going to be. But Fayose can't declare because once he's out of
comedian
office,
of the group.
he has to
I'm waiting for it.
He's going to need to, because once he's out of office officially in like a few weeks, APC is coming for him.
Wait, but can I ask you something? So
So
what do
he
you
can't
think about?
campaign.
So what do you think about this recent alliance with Tinubu and the Redeemed Church? Let's call it what it is. They made like a whole big deal
But
about
isn't
it.
Oshibanjo already
He is.
Redeemed
He's a
affiliated
pastor.
anyway?
He's a
Right.
pastor in
So
Nigeria.
No, but I'm talking about Tinubu.
I know.
So
we already have
Corey,
vice president.
That's a great segue, because nobody knows what Tinubu is going to do. Tinubu has not really come out to support anybody yet, and everybody knows he wants to be Nigeria's president. So, in the realm of possibilities, there is an infinitesimal chance that Buhari may not get the APC ticket. So let's just keep that on the back of our mind as we wait and see.
It's going to be hard though.
It's nothing is set in stone yet.
It's going to
I
be
mean,
hard.
It's going to be like Game of Thrones, Naija edition. I'm
Because
looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to
with the
to
way
debates.
Oshomole is doing, that thing is, I feel like it's Buhari's birthright right now. And I think he was smart for making Oshomole the chairman of APC. That guy is riding hard
for the press.
Buhari.
You think Buhari can win again?
Oh, if he'll get the.
My only
All
thing
the
with
stuff that's
Buhari,
going on.
and I talked to Larry about this, is, and I know he hasn't. There are a lot of things that's been missing in terms of his communication, in terms of reaching out to the Nigerian people. He hasn't really been present. You know,
Right.
he's
I was
been
going to say
sick.
people are not
There are a lot
trusting
of
him
there are
right
a lot
now.
of
Right.
concerns.
It should
I heard
be.
My
they
only
try to
thing
poison
is,
him. That's
my only
what's
thing
going
is,
on.
I'm willing.
He's just an
The
old
only
frail
reason
old
why
sick old man.
the only reason why I'm still willing to give him the benefit of the doubt is I feel maybe he's waiting till his second term to be able to
Somebody
really
did come in
do
that.
things.
Right.
But then again, I don't know. I can't. I can't
he's
right
not a
now. I don't have any one candidate.
Buhari's a
that I'm
military
backing.
man. He's not a politician, and he only sees things black and white. He's not a politician. He doesn't see. So he has some good ideas, like the whole train idea that I
was a great
mentioned.
idea.
You know,
Yeah.
the whole they're trying to do some
The
airports,
railway,
the
railway,
yes,
yeah, railway.
they're trying to-
So just for the record, that was started.
And I heard it started by Jonathan,
But I
yes.
do give Buhari
yes,
props for finishing.
yes, he
it.
finished.
I give
He's
him
finished a
props
lot
for
of
that.
Jonathan's projects that were started.
That's true. That's true.
And he's a very, that's his focus. He's been making noise about Nigerian air for so long, and some people say we don't need that, but these are the things
part of
this
it
man
now.
sees as. But unfortunately, he's not a politician. He doesn't know how to communicate with people. He doesn't know how to do anything. He doesn't know how to, and then, his fight for corruption also is not being made easy by his party, because
The
selective thing is not being made easy, and unfortunately, I feel he's the lesser of all the evils still that are going to run, but he's still not the man for Nigeria, which is sad.
I guess it remains to be seen. My only hope is that it doesn't turn violent, because
Right.
the way things are heating up right now, I can imagine Sarah Keefe really feels like his back's against the wall right now, and
He can lash out.
he will be ready to lash out if push comes to shove. And
I don't
as the
think
Senate
he feels that way. I
president.
think he knows what he's doing.
You think so?
Yeah, that man knows what he's doing.
I guess we'll see.
Well,
I guess we'll see.
guys,
Any other
it's
candidates,
really nice
Larry?
chatting with you guys.
Man, thanks so much
Thanks
for
for
coming on,
coming.
man.
I learned a lot.
Okay,
Thank
hopefully,
you.
we'll come back and follow up when things get closer.
Yes,
Yes,
please. You're
yes.
going to be our political
Yeah,
correspondent.
thank you. You
Yeah.
saved me. From
Before
doing
you
our
go
videos.
though, let me you can follow Larry Jimoh. You can follow him on Twitter. It's at Larry Jimoh MDMBA.
Oh wow! All right, put
Larry
all
G-
your
okay,
Yeah.
Larry, I found
the
you.
letters. behind
Larry
your name. Go
Jimoh.
ahead.
That's LANRE JIMOH MDMBA. It sounds like a joke.
You're a Man U fan. Nice. Larry, I just follow.
Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
You're going to see
Red
Wale
Devil
for
forever.
president there. That's my one. By the way, one day I do plan to run for president. Just putting it out there.
Thank you so much, guys.
You're going
Yesi, Wale.
All right, man. Larry,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
coming.
coming on, man.
All right,
Enjoy.
man. Thanks a lot, bro.
Nice one.
All right.
Nice one.
Okay, well, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
good.
I
Thank
think
God, no
I
heroes
think,
and villains.
yeah, asshole. But yeah, I think that about wraps up our show. I had a bunch of other topics here. I actually had this one question though, and it's completely because it's like a test. It's a test.
Gosh.
It's a test, and the way you answer this,
Okay.
it's a test question, and the way you answer this will say a lot about. And it's based on being in a relationship. We're all,
Ask the question.
Obviously,
I mean-
we're all in
All this-
relationships here, right?
Catch me, this guy. Ask this question.
It's a relationship
Oh
scenario.
gosh.
It's a relationship scenario, and
Okay, go ahead.
oh, wait 1 second. I'm reading it out. So take this, right? You and your significant other, right, have been busy all day. They've been busy all day, and you guys haven't kept in touch the whole day. Let's say you've been busy, she's been busy. Of course, you miss him or her. You know, you decide that you're gonna
they.
surprise him or her.
Them.
No, there's no they or them. No, please stop. You decide that you're gonna surprise him or her at night. You know, I haven't seen my guy or my girl all day. Just let me just surprise him. You get to that significant other's house, right? And you see a car in front of that significant other's house.
They live alone, I guess.
No, they don't live together. You guys live
No,
separate.
I'm saying the significant other lives
Yes,
alone. Okay.
yes. And you see your lover's car too.
Okay. So he has company.
You knock on the door. No answer. You call him or her.
No response.
No response.
Uh-huh.
Put yourself in that position.
Okay.
You don't hear from them all night. Nothing.
What I would do in that situation,
Yeah,
assuming my
what's
partner
your-
right now,
yes.
I have the key, so I'm just
No.
entering the house.
You don't have the key. You
But
don't
I
have the
do.
key.
But okay.
So what's going through your mind, and
see,
what's your logical assumption?
I don't assume. I see. That's the thing. I don't assume a lot in relationships.
Okay.
In my relationships,
Okay.
I
That's
do
the one
not
place she doesn't assume.
any negative intent or anything like that. I'm just gonna wait to find out. No, I'll knock on the door and keep knocking and knocking.
And you don't hear from them all night.
All night, and their cars are in the front of the house.
Yes.
Then I'm calling the cops. He must be sick or dead or something in the house.
You calling the cops?
Yes, to knock. Welfare check.
Now the police is not going to do anything unless it's been 48 hours anyway. So,
Well, they don't. Are you sure about that?
I think you have to wait 48 hours to declare someone missing.
Welfare check, like, oh, I haven't heard from him all day.
Yes.
I've been knocking, and that's unlike him.
Yes.
I'm really worried.
I guess. So my question is, would you just assume that person is cheating on you in the house? Interesting.
I won't.
Because I asked someone this, and
That's the
the
first
last
thing.
person that I asked was like, "What?" They were like, "Nah, fuck it.
Nah.
He better have." And they were already going off.
I'd be upset
And
because I'm worried now. What's wrong? What's
So
going
Wale,
on?
how about you? So like, what's your logical assumption? What's your logical assumption? If you see your significant other, 2 cars in front, they don't answer the door, they don't answer
I
the
mean,
phone.
who's the second car?
You don't know. It's just a random car.
You find out whose car it is now.
But at that
How do
moment,
you find out at that moment? What do you
What
do?
you
What's your
what
logical
are you
assumption?
thinking?
moment.
Yes.
Right, when they're not answering, when they're not picking up, nothing's happening.
Somebody's going away go.
That's
That's what I'm thinking. That's well, if they're not. I mean, no. If they, it's tough. To be fair, because
you don't know what's going
it
on.
can be
Anybody,
a friend,
right?
family
A family member, a
and
parent, anyone.
they fell asleep or something like that, or God forbid, it can be something was wrong.
And that's what I
But-
said.
So it sounds like
But
you guys are like reasonable. Like
on
you would
the-
just
no,
ask,
no,
you
on
would just
the-
you would just
on the
you will assume
surface,
the best.
Right.
Essentially.
You have to, because if you don't, you're gonna
Do something
for the
you
sake
regret.
of it. If it is something freaky going on,
Yeah.
and they do know you're outside and trying to hide or something like that, sure, you will be justified if you do something
Crazy.
well, you would be justified to your opinion, at least that yes, what I did was right. But the downside is if you're wrong,
right,
you might do something you can't reverse.
Exactly. What if it was his father or something with a new car?
That's always the problem. And also,
you never know.
There's no.
And you hadn't heard from him all day, so there was no way they could have told you.
So depending on how you trust your significant
right.
other, you can sit inside the car and wait.
Right.
You wait outside. No.
Depending on how much you trust them.
I'll be honest with you.
Or
I think,
you find another way
my
to get
insecurities
inside.
will get the better of me at that point because
I'll
be paranoid, and in my mind I'm thinking, okay.
Where sometimes we're trying to think the worst case scenario,
people, right.
but you know, I'm more of pro. Let me don't give myself headache. So
right, and give myself peace of mind.
But
and go
also,
home.
Going home will be a bad idea.
So I'm staying
because it's
in
kind
front
of
the
like
house?
Going home is kind of like, what's that thing with the cat in the box, Schrodinger's cat or something like that, where you don't know if it's dead or not.
Right.
So that's the thing.
And
Going
that's what I
home,
wanted to
you
call
don't
the
know.
cops for.
You don't know if because it's whatever they tell you tomorrow that you now have to listen to.
Right.
And if you don't believe them,
then there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
Right.
So you're always going to be thinking, is it right? But if you stayed and you saw for yourself who it was,
so let me just get your answers. Yeti, you're calling the cops. Wale, you're gonna stalk her outside of her house for the rest of the night. You're not leaving because you know that if you leave, then whoever is possibly inside,
whatever they tell me
could just leave.
Right. And that'd be it.
And whatever they tell you it is, you don't know. So if you're fine with listening to, which is also possible, I don't mind. I can, if she says, hey, this is what it was, sure, whatever. But if you know you're not going to be fine with listening to what they are saying, then stay and confirm yourself. Because any small thing, you'll be bringing it up.
Right.
But you will see that car drive by the street. They do podcast. You say, guy, I come.
The reason why I brought this up,
you run downstairs.
The reason why I brought this up is, and of course, this is something that we can touch on next episode. But I just felt like, there's something about when we're in relationships that we sort of become insecure to an extent, and I've been trying to understand exactly where that insecurity is coming. Like I'm trying to really get. We all are.
I'm
to an
on
extent,
Twitter 24/7.
Because the real answer to that question is what really happened was your mate, right? Your significant other really had been busy all day running around. Right. That significant other's phone was actually dead. Basically, and this is just a scenario. His friends came over, and they were supposed to go somewhere, and because I
actually thought that I was gonna say that, but
so it was really something obvious. There was really no one home at the end of the day, but
I'll be pissed.
But you see, at that point, you already
to me. I will be pissed.
But
he can't find another phone to use to call me. Right, I will be upset about that.
Do you know?
Yes,
because
you charge the phone.
Yes. I mean, we've been together forever, so yes, I know his number.
Or you go on Facebook.
I mean, exactly. You can reach him somehow. I know his number by heart, so I can always.
You already called the cops. 911 has already arrived.
That's you. See,
the fire truck is
eventually maybe an
Wale
hour.
is busy.
No, but Manspreading inside the house. But basically maybe an hour into me Manspreading inside my car, I probably thought about, you know what, let me find an alternative. But the truth of the matter is, Corey, we're on Twitter 24/7, and you see the way some of these cases blow out, and you start thinking, dang, this is how people are in relationships. Like, you see how people, I once met a girl years ago in England who told me for 6 good months she was having sex with her boyfriend's best friend. That it was the way they nabbed her was that the boyfriend was like in the area. So imagine like I did your area. I said, guy, I did outside, come open door. She now had to find it, go out try to come out through the back. That's when they saw her. For 6, so guy, can you imagine for 6 months the three of you are chilling?
Oh, wow. But it happens a
You're
lot,
thinking,
though.
man, that's my guy. This is my babe. We're home Netflixing, but not knowing that when you leave, she's coming back.
Trifling.
So
a lot of men do that. So it happens
it happens. It happens.
I've heard stories.
So and she didn't see anything particularly wrong
with it.
What she was like, well, it was, I didn't feel. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Wow.
But these are the things we see and come across.
Yeah.
And that's what plays in your mind.
So you start thinking the worst.
Racing.
What?
In the same way she started thinking the worst of me, transgender. Because what she sees online.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. My answer would have been, first of all, my girl would have gotten like a litany of texts. Like you will have gotten paragraphs.
So who's the stalker
I will
now?
have already broken down.
Because in my case,
You know what?
they might have not even
It's
known I
over.
was there.
I will have
You know what I'm saying? You'll have said it's over.
I probably would have broken up with her by then. Just because
And
in
the
my mind,
poor
I'm
girl
thinking
just-
there's a guy in there that's just.
No, but yes, I won't lie. I would have probably sent that message like, oh, okay, cool. That's how you going to do me right now. But still,
I'll be upset, but I'll be more upset that your phone died. You couldn't think of another way to reach me. What if something was wrong with you or
yeah,
Look
something?
at you. You already called the
You that have called police.
police force, the army.
with Square
but-
and I,
They already started
but
searching for him.
Yes, I'd rather that than you be dead in a ditch somewhere, though. No. But things happen
I
like
don't always
that.
think death or the
But
worst thing.
that's how I think. That's what
That's
I
not
don't
my
think
worst
cheating.
case.
Funny thing is, I don't think cheating. I think death and sickness and like hospital.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. My brain is kind of weird. I don't think he's creeping. I think he's
This-
in some
This
slump
has been a
somewhere.
very long episode.
It has,
Yes,
it has,
it
it has. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up now.
Alright.
But do you want to add anything,
Yeah.
Yeti, before we go?
Call people what they want to be called. Thank you.
Okay. How about you, Wale? I want to add anything?
Nah, it's
I think my own last word is I'm going to manspread for the rest of my life, like a real man. Nah, I'm joking. I'm playing that. Okay.
just be conscious of who's around
be
you
considerate,
and make
that's
life
all.
comfortable, regardless of
everybody.
what gender you
Exactly.
are, what
Yes.
identity
Be
you
considerate.
are. Just
Be considerate. Be considerate.
You know. that's all.
Please follow us. You guys already know at Smiling Pod on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram, Smiling Sufferer.
Facebook,
We're on
same thing.
Facebook too. So please.
You can actually do like we have YouTube clips.
Yes,
of the
you can like our
podcasts and
videos. And I actually saw some results with it. We've actually been
Yeah.
getting some
Hits and stuff.
streams.
Yeah, I saw that.
So thank you guys for supporting. Wale, you're gonna take us off.
No,
actually,
it's me.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
sorry,
be giving it
Excuse
to-
me.
Sorry, my bad.
So,
She's about to drop the
my
most
girl-
cliche song ever.
How's it cliche?
Just so you know, you hear
Excuse
it.
me. The girl is back. She's been gone for a while. She had a lot of personal issues to deal with, but now everything's good. She's happy. She's secure in her relationship, and she's back. My girl Ciara with Tekno.